your personal history, injury history, play a factor? Knowing, you've had some freak injuries that have kind of been pretty costly.
Yeah, it played a role in the thought process, and then on top of that, just knowing that an event like this is a big event where you can definitely improve your draft stock, and get a feel for the team, talk to the team, be in this event, participate in front of these guys. They get to coach you up close, stuff like that. So definitely want to take advantage of that opportunity and be at your best at the time of the event.
Did you take a moment to talk with your teammates about your decision and stuff and not to play? Yeah. How did that go?
I definitely talked to a lot of my guys and just kind of getting a feel for them, because at the same time I didn't want to kind of have that feeling inside of me like I left them high and dry. So everybody that I kind of came across talking to, especially the older guys, that they understood where I was coming from. My decision and a business decision, and just kind of made me feel okay with what I decided to do. At the end of the day, they knew I wanted to be there with them. I wanted to go to the game, stuff like that. I was even down in Orlando with them, so they knew I was still there with them in support, still with them in spirit.
And then, I'm sorry, I missed the first part when you were asked about it, but what went into your decision not to play in the
you guys were over a little bit, please? We were listening and we have somebody here.
You're good.
You said what?
I missed the first part when you were going over, what your decision not to play in the Citrus Bowl. Could you go over that?
It was just basically a family decision, a family business decision, kind of me getting insight from my family and kind of what they thought about my decision, basically just helping me out and clear my thought process on it, and then just getting a head start on the NFL process, the draft process, getting my body prepared to go against grown men and get in transition to this stage, and just also just knowing that it would be a quick turnaround going from a New Year's bowl game on the first, and then going right into a quick turnaround to the Senior Bowl. When you definitely want to be at your best at an event like this, when you get invited to it, meeting with the coaches, body-wise, you want to make sure your body's good, strong, and ready to perform at your highest level, and then knowing that it would be a quick turnaround to go from a game on New Year's Day, then a quick turnaround 2 weeks to prepare for a game like this, an event like this, and then a quick turnaround, and then to go into the combine, stuff like that. So I kind of just wanted to get a head start and get my body ready.
Nagy described you talent-wise as a top 15 pick. What do you feel like you need to do here this week in conversations and on the field to kind of solidify something like that?
Be myself, display my abilities. I feel like I agree with him, but at the same time, just dominate every rep I can do, whether it's pass rushing, dropping in coverage, playing man-to-man, playing a different position, doing things as far as the meeting room, showing them who I am as a person, character-wise, meetings as far as talking football, X's and O's and stuff like that. So just being an all-around guy where you can truly invest in me as an organization.
How supportive has Nick Saban been through this process with you?
He was supportive. At the same time, he kind of, obviously he would want me to play, but at the same time he understood, that I was making a business decision. So.
Do you think that that's paid off, skipping that Citrus Bowl to focus on this game and the Combine coming up?
Well, I guess I'll just have to go through the week and see.
What feedback have you gotten of where you might land in the draft?
I've heard a lot. You hear all types of things. You hear first round, second round. You're going to go in the fourth round because you've been hurt. Fifth round, might go. I mean, you don't really kind of feed into everything that you hear people say and stuff like that. You just kind of got to live it.
What kind of medical evaluations have you gotten already, whether privately or maybe even here? Because that was one thing that you even admitted. There'll be people looking at your medical history and kind of what that evaluation. So what have you gotten from medical professionals?
Really just physicals that I've done here, and then back at my training facility, just asking me questions about, what have I had in the previous, past years, and anything this season, stuff like that, just maintenance, treatment, whatever I have going on, or anything that I had in the past, making sure it's good so that when I get to the combine, stuff like that, I'm prepared for everything.
What are you looking to show the scouts here this week?
That I'm the best defensive player. Just all around trying to be a good player on the field, off the field, character, whether it's drawing up stuff on the board, talking football, X's and O's, knowing that they have a good character guy, and then just being dominant on the football field and handling business.
Players talk
One
about
of your teammates was your former teammates got a pretty cool helmet yesterday, Jalen Hurts. What do you think about that?
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. I didn't get to see the actual helmet yet.
It's half Alabama, half Oklahoma.
It's pretty neat. I don't know how. What else to say about it? I haven't seen it yet.
What's it going to be like suiting up with him one last game on the same team?
Man, it's fun. As soon as Jalen got here, me and him kind of connected, linked up, and just caught up. And we've been kind of walking around, chilling with each other ever since he got here. And even talking to other people, like Jalen, make it a known fact. Like you'd think you know what I'm saying? We haven't been separated for a year, so it's fun catching up with him and just being back with him on a daily basis, like good old times.
He has that dual helmet, but have you always kind of considered him still an Alabama player even after he left?
Oh, he Bama bred, so I'm gonna still always consider him one of us.
players talk about the 3 years, and you know, like that's the plan, the 3-year process of coming to the college and getting out in 3 years. How much was that your plan coming into college? How much did the injuries maybe derail that a little bit?
You definitely go in with the mindset that you want to be prepared to be able to leave as early as possible to go fulfill your dream and be in the NFL, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you don't control that. So you know what I'm saying, that's all up to God and stuff like that. So I had that. I would say as a young player, I had that mindset. I want to be prepared to be able to leave in 3 years and go to the NFL. But at the same time, being a 4-year guy it benefits you too. Just being able to get your degree and stuff like that. So everything has its pros and cons.
How's everything going in Michael Johnson so far? And what's the biggest thing just in your time there so far that you feel like you've accomplished?
Just maintenance on the body and body preservation, and then the workouts wise, as far as the speed training and stuff like that, they really do a good job of having a good plan for you, whether it's treatment, your workouts, weightlifting wise, and then speed training. Everything ties into one another.
What's your weight now compared to where it was when you first got there?
When I first got here,
Got to Michael Johnson.
I'm 258 now. I think at the end of the season, because I was playing at around 251, 252, I kind of lost a little weight from just after the Auburn game, and then focusing on school and stuff like that. I probably dropped maybe to 245, 246, and then kind of once I got back in the motion of eating and working out heavily again, I gained my weight back and got back to 258.
So I'm sure you've been asked this already, but what was the thought process for you, just not playing in the bowl game, but wanting to play in this game? What was just the thought process behind that?
It was a collective decision between me and my family, and just kind of a business decision to kind of get a head start on the NFL draft process, get my body prepared to transition to that NFL stage where you know you're going to be playing against grown men and stuff like that. And also just knowing in the back of your head it would be a quick turnaround to prepare yourself for a bowl game throughout the whole month of December, and then play in the New Year's game on the 1st, then have a quick turnaround and play in the Senior Bowl in an event like this where you get to be up close and with the scouts and stuff like that. So I wanted to get a head start and be prepared to be at my best when I came to an event like this, and then also knowing too, from that, I'm gonna have to get ready for the combine, which is probably in like 3-4 weeks. So just getting a head start and made it just a business decision.
You had a bunch of injury stuff through your career. How tough was it to remain focused through those times? Were there any hard times? I mean, mentally, how did you kind of handle that over the years?
It's hard times, but if you love the game of football, you're gonna stay focused. You're gonna make sure that you set a goal. You're gonna do anything you want to achieve it. So it was never really a time where I felt doubtful or maybe even like shied away from playing football or anything like that. It was just more so it's challenging to go through that type of process, and then when you get injured, you go through the majority of the process alone. So it kind of, you learn yourself more. You learn a lot about yourself.
What did you learn about yourself?
I learned a lot of just as far as opening up and not being just a football player, looking at things in a much more wider perspective, and even it helped me learn the game a lot better just being on the sideline, getting a coach's perspective, so that when I did come back in, I process things better, see things faster and stuff like that. So it helped a lot, helped me learn a lot.
You smiled when I asked the question first about the injury stuff.
Yeah.
You've heard that a few times
I
already.
heard it a lot. You hear about injuries a lot with me.
Obviously, with you and Anthony,
No problem.
obviously with you and Anthony moving on now, going to have new starters at outside linebacker in Alabama next year. You had to pick one person within that outside linebacker group that didn't start this year that you think is going to break out next year for them. Who do you think it would be? Who would be the one player you would pick within that group?
That's a tough question. You got Chris Allen, you got King Makuta.
If you had to settle on one, aside from Chris, because people know about Chris at this point.
And I would probably say either King or Jerez Parks.
How come?
They're just two. Jerez, he's a freaky pass rusher. It's just a matter of him knowing that he's such a freaky pass rusher. I think I'm supposed to go up there now. But yeah, he's just a freaky pass rusher. King, he got all the physical dog traits that you want. It's just a matter of, you know what I'm saying, making sure that he knows what he's doing and getting the cut, just getting reps. I think once he gets acclimated into the system, he's going to be a every down backer.
What level of